Hey everyone, my name is Raquel, and my research project is based off of Pharaoh. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about him today. And so, first off, I chose Pharaoh because the story just kind of seems like it hits me a little bit personal. I personally went through some recently through a divorce, and I feel like I felt like the Israelites that were enslaved for so long, but God was able to bring me out of that, and so this is the reason why I chose Pharaoh. So let's jump into the topic. So the first scripture where Pharaoh shows up is in Genesis 12:15, and it says, Pharaoh's officials saw her and praised her to Pharaoh. So the woman was taken to Pharaoh's household. So if y'all don't know what they're talking about Abram and his wife. They're talking about Abram's wife, Sarai, or you can say Sarah. And so Abram didn't want to get killed, so he told Sarah to just play a part and to act like that that they're brothers and sisters. So he did that so that Pharaoh wouldn't kill him. But eventually Pharaoh finds out that Sarai is not Abram's sister, and that is his wife, and he's like, why did you lie to me? Like, why didn't you just tell me this was your sister? But this is me going into a whole nother topic. And so basically, long story short, God was mad that Pharaoh had her staying there. God wasn't happy with the whole situation, so he let them leave, he let them go. Which is kind of a similar story to Exodus a little bit, of how Sarai was basically with Abram, and she was given to Pharaoh, and in the end he let her go. So it's just like the Israelites, they were enslaved for 430 years, and in the end God set them free from slavery. So just want to share that with y'all. So let's go into the verses and stuff. So I wrote the knowledge of God. So Pharaoh was like, who is Yahweh? He didn't know who Yahweh was. That was his question. Who is Yahweh? So if you look up in Exodus 5:2, it says that Pharaoh said, who is the Lord that I should obey his voice to let Israel go? I know not the Lord, neither will I let Israel go. So he was just already, you can just see how stubborn he was and how he didn't want to let them go. He just wanted to just keep them and just enslave them and just ignore what God was saying. And so you can also read that in Exodus 7 verse 17 through 18. So I'm going to jump down to Pharaoh and his heart being hardened. So it talks about Pharaoh continued to be stubborn, resulting in his heart being hardened. And you can find that in Exodus 7:13 through 14. And it says, yet Pharaoh's heart became hard, and he would not listen to them, just as the Lord had said. Then the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh's heart is unyielding, and he refuses to let the people go. And so so then right there, like, you can just already see how his stubbornness is just getting, it's getting worse. And this is when God just started bringing the plagues. He was just like, look, we're gonna start bringing these plagues out because he'll start listening once I start doing that. So he started bringing the plagues and famine, and everyone's getting sick, and diseases are coming out, and at the end, like, there's Pharaoh loses his firstborn son. And so that right there is just so symbolic, from how he wanted to, he tried to kill all of the Hebrews and the Israelites in the beginning, all the firstborn, and in the end his son was taken away. And so he was so upset, and he made the Israelites, he didn't want them. He was like, just to leave. And so whenever they left, they gave them riches to leave, and they left. And it's like, as soon as they crossed through the Red Sea, Pharaoh was so mad, and he would just came after them. His heart was so hardened, and he came after them. And so as soon as the Israelites crossed the Red Sea, it's just the waters just rushed in on Pharaoh and all of Egypt that were his army of men. And it just shows right there, like, how his whole this not obeying and not letting his people go, and then just being being hard, like stubborn, just super stubborn. But yeah, God saved his people, and I just think that's absolutely amazing how God was able to save his people. But we all know the story of how the next 40 years they're just wandering in the wilderness because they're being disobedient themselves, and they do their own thing and stuff. But my topic is mostly on Pharaoh, so I'm not just if I had Moses, I would just like kill this whole thing, but I do not. But I just wanted to share this with you guys. So this is my story, and this is my research project on Pharaoh. So you have a good one. Take care.